What's up, everyone? Raps11 here.
Now I'm Maxon.
And we have Sascha back. He's here to help us with the top 8 buddy fights. How you doing, Sascha?
I'm doing fine, I'm
Awesome.
seeing Ryan, so I'm quite happy.
Yes.
I can see Ryan's hands.
Yeah.
So
I have to say, no, I'm just saying why I'm liking this so much. I can tell, like, besides you two, of course, Ryan is one of my closest friends, so I can tell that I'm very eager to see this match because I was occupied with other games in the meantime as well.
Oh, were you?
So yeah, so were you actually? Yeah, it's not that they weren't there and saw me. It's just working on 3 games at once.
No, I understand.
I didn't. I just heard it afterwards from him, so I'm quite eager to see like what happened in this game.
Yeah.
And I mean, Kaifei is a very good player.
Yeah.
He has a very sick Dungeon World deck, and it came to the finals. I mean, also he won actually, so it's quite interesting.
So yeah, sadly we don't have the finals, but we do have the top 8, which is the most closest matchup because I think Ryan is playing what Simon was playing as well, or very close to it.
Let's say more or less. No, he's playing actually one-on-one, almost the same as the French qualifier now from last week.
Right.
Okay.
So Yoav, so he's playing one-on-one almost the same, but I think the deck list is not uploaded yet. So, but the thing is, he's playing a basic Magic World with some changes, of course.
Right. Okay. So Ryan is on the left. He's playing Magic World, and Kaifei is on the right. So let's start this game. I have to say one thing. Province Baron Shido is an amazing card.
Yeah.
So if no one doesn't know what that does, it can attack the opponent directly, even if there is a monster in the center. It can do 2 damage, obviously, and if it actually deals damage, you gain a life as well. So just it can make games become a lot quickly in your favor with a few attacks of this, and you'll see throughout the game that Ryan is constantly trying to destroy or stop these.
Yeah. The first thing that I saw on his hand, I mean of Ryan's hand, that is, I think I saw the Sorcery book, like the Goetia book, which is that you can attack with this card even if your monster is in the center, and if you have 3 or more other like 72 pilers on your field, then it gets plus 2001 crit even extra. So the basic setup here is that you set, like you see on the bottom left, the emergency ward Neverland, which is basically when this card returns to the hand from the field, you gain 1 life, and you may also only set 1 of them, so you get actually something good out of it if that happens, but we will see. I mean, the difference that we already have is that Ryan is running the Asmodai as his buddy, where Simon was playing the Demon Musician Atmokias as his buddy monster.
Yeah. Ryan just thinking what else to do, it seems.
Yeah, his first turn, I mean, is attacking, just playing basic spells. So, where one was the Mind of Hardcore, which is a very good card. I mean, you can only call this if you cast this card if you have 2 or more 72 Pyrus monsters on the field, but if you do, you can put the top 3 cards of your deck into your Gauge. So, Gauge is always a good thing.
Yeah.
If he's running the same as the French player was, then he will actually kill some sort of the gauge of the other opponent. But we already see a Flashlands Blitztiger right here, which is a very good weapon. Because it gets plus 4,000 if he gets the Eisen Tiger to it. So. But of course, yeah, there you go. He can only equip the other card though if he has the Blitz Tiger.
Yes, exactly.
So if he doesn't do it, then he cannot call the other weapon to it. But then he gets plus 4,000, so
which is
why
awesome.
wouldn't?
Yeah.
It's very awesome.
Jeez.
So there's a body call already made. A bit early, I have to say.
Well, I think most of the time, the way how this game progresses, you always want to be, especially with the Dungeon Worlds, you want to put as much stuff down. So is it Adventure World or Dungeon World?
Yeah.
Dungeon World, sorry. As much stuff down as possible, especially with Providence Baron, just to get that life point difference as soon as possible, because dealing 2 and healing 1 very important in this game is to heal as much as possible, just because of how
I mean, right now
little life points you have.
saw that Ryan just sent the Tetsuya back to his hand, like with the magical goodbye, which is the basic nullify spell, of course, but it's something. So. Because the Tetsuya is quite good if he links attack with another adventurer, choose a card in the link attack, and then you can restand it and double attack with this card. So it's also not that bad of a card, actually.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So yeah, you might saw the card that is on top of the rough zone. It is nice one, which is draw 2 cards, pay 1 gauge. Magic World has nice names for the cards. So I mean, Mind of Hardcore or Nice One. Or they also have Never Say Never. No, it's not the Beaver song, but you know. Or there's the transformation as would I. So he can now drop a card and then get something back to the opponent's hand, which I think could be one of the weapons, of course. Yeah. Because it's the best play that you can do in this kind of. And the Shucks is in the middle. The super green guy. So he drops. There's the item that I meant to book. So he drops and gets the 4,000 effect gone from the card. So the deceiving checks is just basically draw a card when you play. But since he's playing 72 pilers, it's a quite easy thing to do. Yeah, he has 2 pilers. He's just saying I have 2 of the guys on the field, so I'm drawing. Not drawing, putting 3 gauge.
Yeah, which is really good.
Yes.
Really, really good in this deck, where you constantly burn the gauge, being able to replenish it with 1 card for just having, you know, 2.
Yeah. So on the left,
well
there's
really good.
Asmodai. There's a lot of Asmodai. But that Asmodai is also just played and draw a card. But still, it's one of the gooder TD cards because it has around I think 6,000 in the front. That's cool. And defense of 1,000. But I mean, it's a size 2 monster, so why won't you play it? There comes the awesome Book of Madness. So let's see, what has Kaifei? Kaifei has 2 cards in hand, I think, right? But still 11 life points, so it's quite.
I think it's maybe 3 cards in hand. I don't know. Maybe it's 1.
And there was 2 cards. This is 1 card.
Yeah. Okay, 1 card now.
So the only thing that he did right now was destroy that 1 card and left.
So
with lesser damage.
1 card is the sword, I believe, or the other weapon.
But the thing is, what is now good for Ryan is he has both cards set there on the field, which is basically set up for the deck. Then he has the weapon which can go through the center. Then you have the center, of course, being protected. You have your cards on the field, and Kaifei has nothing right now. So besides, I think the 1 set card, which is on the bottom of the top right, I mean, sorry, which is the aim for the link from the 100 Demon's Mission cards.
I think this game ends very soon because.
Yeah, I think so too. The best thing that he can do is now. Yeah. I mean, the weapon got destroyed, I think, so he cannot do anything on that point. But he still has his card that he got sent back to the hand from the magical goodbye, so he could play that. If he didn't charge it, that is.
He's finally charged something.
Yeah,
okay.
Don't know why, what he charged. Okay, there's his weapon. Plus 4. Thing is, I don't think he can do something with the other card though, so he's just sitting on his weapon, that is. Yeah, there you go. So attacks.
And it's protected as well.
So back
bounces,
to
at least.
Nice. Good thing is now with the card back in his hand, he can actually play it next turn, and since he has 72 pilots, he can draw again.
Yeah.
So
It's,
Ryan gets
when I was witnessing this the first time, I was like, wow, this deck combo's like crazy. It's a charge, and I think he plays that same card again to draw. Yeah.
Plays it, draw 1 card. Cannot quite see because of the glare what he has in hand, but I think he has his body in hand. It's too shiny. It's super Asmodai. Yeah, the top card. There you go.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Let me just pop this.
It's a weapon. Then oh god, there comes the other super. Art of Body Duplication Asmodai. That's a really good one. And
wow.
Yeah, that game. It's a basic game when you call it. So that super duplication is just you put this card on the field into your drop zone, and if you do, you can actually call a monster with Asmodai and its card name from the drop zone. So you know he could just get everything back, which is in his prop, and just said, "I don't care." Which is just why in this moment Kaifei just said like, you know what, this doesn't work anymore. So I just go for sideboarding and just go second game. Well, yeah.
I'm assuming the sideboard, Kaifei, is actually really prepared for this sort of matchup.
It is actually, yeah.
Because I'm assuming this is like one of these matchups that he knows he's going to be walking into if he looks at the meta and he looks at the big people that are playing. Because if you notice like top 4-ish people like continuously top and everything are playing this sort of deck, you'd go like, let's just change my sideboard a little bit, because if I do make that top, the top 8, there's a good chance I'll be playing one of these decks, and I mean,
one
progress.
card that he has in his sideboard for Kaifei that is the I cannot pronounce it correctly. I hope I can. It's the Quiescence of Cassidia or Cassiade or something, which is like it reduces something from the damage that it potentially do to 3, which is just a basic counter for Darkness Dragon World for the 6 damage item. But then he has like Rest at Hot Springs in his sideboard. He had some Legendary Messiah Tasuku in it, and like Drum the Punisher, of course. So he has some possibilities. I would not put the Cassiade inside right now because it's kind of useless since Ryan does not make like 6 damage or something. But yeah, we'll see. Didn't even see if Ryan is playing the Demon Musician inside of his deck. But we saw the Void Transformation Asmodai, the Art of Body Duplication Asmodai, then the Deceiving Shacks, which is to draw 1 card. And don't know, can't remember now if there was a Let's Play Asmodai, but we'll see. I have to say, I hate this metal dice.
they fall too fast and they just don't roll. I don't think they like feel like dice. They're just like drop, bam, that's it.
I can understand why they call them gravity dice, but they don't feel gravity at all. They just feel like I fall and then it's over.
So if I remember correctly, this game 2 is a really interesting game 2.
Oh really?
Yeah, this is the one where, well, you'll see. I think Ryan has to have a large monster in front just to protect, and has to stop bouncing all the barons to stop it being hit, basically. So it's a really interesting match.
Yes. Yes.
Good old Baron at the start. And see, now the life point difference is quite large. It's 8 versus 12, which in BuddyFight feels really good to have, like at the very start of the game, a 4 point difference.
It depends. I think for this matchup, not particularly so much, but it could be because it is quite possible that he plays aggressive. I mean, now he has the Death Asmodee in play. When this card is destroyed, you just put the 3 cards from your deck into your drop and then call up the 3 monsters from among them, which is just insanely good.
Yeah, it's really
then,
good.
of course, he has Penetrate and Lifelink too. So he comes with a touch, but still, it's a very good card. I mean, he has 10,000 defense, so it's really big.
Jeez.
But this is where the Baron comes into play. Because it needs.
Yeah, but
to...
also, I mean, what? There's nothing Ryan has to lose in this kind of point. He's leading with 1-0. He can just basically put that Death Asmodee in play and just make like a big of a defense game right now. Of saying like, I get the cards that I need and just wait. Because of course he has to do link attacks to kill the Death Asmodee, depending on what he plays, of course. But I mean, he has some nullify spells for that, or something else that he can play. Where one of the cards is, of course, the magical goodbye of just saying, I put it back into your hand, I don't care. I mean, he can also use, of course, Chillax, which I don't know if it's in his deck, but that's basically the reduce to 0, gain 1 life spell for Magic World. Twin Tail Incubus. I think the discussion there was he has to pay 2 life for the effect of that succubus.
Oh, right.
Discussing about the life points that he has. Oh wow.
So the Twin Tail Incubus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pay 2 and gets a mission card.
Yeah. And then 2 Baron Shidors on the field.
Yeah, which is very important in this matchup
important.
because he needs to attack directly and he's gaining life, which...
Yeah, I mean, he can attack and just say, I don't care, I just attack and get 1 life point. So... But still, I mean, Ryan has his super Asmodee in play. So he can just go for defense rather than attack.
Yeah, he just has to kill the Barons just to make sure that his life points are safe throughout the game. Because he's Ryan at this point are like, 7 or 6? So 3 attacks he loses, so he has to make sure at least the Barons...
That was a good card from the 4th trial deck. We have to say... Kaifei is running a lot of cards from the trial deck. I mean, he has Oracle of Fall, which is trial deck, Pillar of Fire, which is trial deck, there's Divine Protection, which is from the trial deck, and the mission card from a party, which is from the trial deck. So
sounds like this trial deck's pretty good.
Yes, it is.
BuddyFight has a lot of good trial decks, and especially when they've some of them are reprinted from decent decks as well.
Also, the only card that he plays from the new BT 01As are the Dancing Magician Tetsuya. The rest is more or less EB1, EB4, and BT3. So, besides, of course, trial deck, that is. Where from BT3 are the Blitz Tiger and Ice and Tiger, the weapons that Kaifei uses.
Oh, okay.
And of course, that Drum the Punisher that he has in his sideboard is the one from the old World Championship, or Springfest, I mean, sorry.
Oh, goodness. I think Oh, right.
The Dragon World Reddish, fire from the Punisher. Which doesn't look very bad. I mean, even the cards this year for World Championships were not so bad, I have to say. They're better cards, I know, but I like the will be given away. I'm just sorry that
But it was so blingy.
Yeah, the BuddyFight card was bling bling deluxe.
I was really jealous of that BuddyFight card.
Yeah, the
like,
BuddyFight card is even too bling for PDD, I think.
Yeah. It's like, why couldn't all our promos be like this?
There comes the Blitz Tiger. I think I saw while seeing the flicking from his hand that he had the Eisen Tiger as well, which I hope for him, of course, because then he can kill the Asmodai, I think.
Mm.
Oh, not Lucas Gilbertson.
Because Blitz Tiger already has a base of 4, then comes, of course, the other... Oh no, he gets 8,000 then because of Eisen. But he doesn't have it, or I think he's searching for it right now.
Let's see. Let me see. I'm just on the list.
I mean, he has to search, show the card anyway that he's searching for, so maybe we're lucky. This is slower to the matchup than we saw before, I have to say.
Yeah, it feels a lot slower than the first game.
Yeah.
Something else. That is the continue spell.
Okay.
Where you can call a size 2 or less adventurer on the field. So, yeah, okay. So gets a Baron, gets one of his super golems, which he was just running one of them inside of his deck. So
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that golem doesn't do anything. It's just a size 0 and critical 2 with 1,000 and 2,000, like defense and power. So it could be a good backup, but yeah, I don't know. I think the Barons in this position are better for him because look at the life points. He's at 13 again.
Yeah.
And this Asmodai is still on the field, of course. But I mean, right now the good thing is for Kaifei, he's now sitting in his bag having 13 life points. He can just attack always with his Barons, which doesn't, of course, need to do a kill to the Asmodai of saying I do my effect. They just need to. Oh, he switched it. Okay. He just it's a good thing because he doesn't want to sit, of course, on his chair just waiting for Kaifei to get life points ridiculously.
Yeah,
a lot.
he needs to make
He needs
sure
to attack.
all his Baron dies,
Needs
and
to
like
do-
every
needs to
turn.
go aggressively because otherwise it's really stupid. But still, I mean, Kaifei was in a good position of saying, okay, if you play defensively, I just don't care and just attack with my card, which gives me the effect anyways, even if I don't kill your Asmodai.
Yeah.
But of course, Ryan has to do something as a response. I mean, if he sits there for 5 turns, he would go to 18 or even 20 life points, which would be ridiculously a lot.
Yeah.
And then he just runs into the possibility of saying, I win because I have more life points than you. I don't care. So he puts back he calls his buddy, puts it back in hand, like the Asmodai, I mean, and then he puts it, of course, to get the effect. And then battle attack. I don't think he has something in hand. And there we see super, super shiny card from Ryan.
Yeah.
Which is the great spell Saturday Night. Devil Fever.
Let's have a look.
Ryan's still looking for his last card.
And he can choose up to three size 1 72 piles from your drop zone and then call them without paying any call costs.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Really good card.
Really, really good card.
Yeah. And then he puts everything.
But he can only
Everything.
cast if there are 6 or more 72 pilos in his bag.
Then he refreshes his deck.
More or less, yeah.
And draws a card as well.
Wow.
So Ryan has really evened the battlefield now by killing all the monsters and getting the life points back to sensible levels, you know, where they're both like on 5 and 5. Now,
Yeah, it was really a good play also with the Devil Fever.
Yeah.
It was really, really good. because he said to in his mind, of course, not into Kaifei's face, but of course like, hey, you're playing defensive, just getting life points. All right, you know what? I just go for the offense. I have all the cards that I need because I draw on them now for the next several turns inside of my hand, and now I just go for it and say, okay, attack with my like doing the effect of the Asmodai that is his body, then going back into the bigger Asmodai. And then doing the Devil Fever, and then just going for all the ones that he put into his drop zone because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4 life points. He just basically calls his cards back, then plays the Super Chicken, which is the Bladewing Phoenix SD. Also a card from the 4th extra booster of the Age set. The thing is, it just destroys the monster on the opponent's field if you have an adventurer on the field.
Jeez.
But when he enters, so yeah, I don't know if it actually counts for himself, but it doesn't say like any other adventurer. So it could be that it also counts for himself and just.
I think it counts for himself. If it's adventurer card as well, there's a lot of adventurer cards.
Yeah, it's
so
an
it
adventure.
could just
Alright.
be all over. So, as you see, Kaifei had all the plays that he needed. He knew he needed to wipe the monsters out and had 2 weapons and a monster, or the monster with the effects, at least to kill a guy.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what he needed at that time. Otherwise, he would have been in a really bad position. So
it's playing an Architect, getting the set card.
yeah,
I think it's going now because of this back attack that he received just now from Kaifei. It's getting a bit worse for Ryan in that position. I mean, he has 4 life points, but yeah, he has to kill the Super Phoenix and do something about it. But I think it's basically game if Kaifei draws something good, plays it, and just goes straight for the attack.
yeah.
Just goes face.
Ryan doesn't have any spells in hand to counter this.
Ah.
Even though he's got 2 cards in hand to like bluff that he has.
If,
something.
on the other hand, Ryan would had his field left, which was destroyed the last turn, not this turn when Ryan attacked back, but the turn before.
Yeah.
Then it was actually Ryan's super game of just saying, you know what, I just moved to top 4 because of it.
Interesting.
The charging dwarf doesn't play it. All right. Back in hand, getting life, getting attacked, which it doesn't care about, but it has 2 life, so it's a bit tough.
Ah.
All right, that was the top deck. That was a super top deck. Draw 2 cards.
Oh, he's hoping it.
It
before
doesn't
but-
sound like he's got it.
Yeah, he's moaning a little bit.
All right. Going to 2.
If I had 1 different card, I won. Any of them to win.
I think Ryan knows that he lost.
Yeah, Ryan knows he's lost, and he's saying he's actually staying with the fact that if he had 1 different card, he would have
If
won
he had
this
1 different
turn.
card in hand or just drawn by the spell, then he could do something against it. There goes Super Guy, pop stats. I think that's game.
Yeah. And bounces it to
Alright.
hand.
Yeah,
to
against
gain a
life, the thing is, it doesn't help much.
Yeah.
Okay,
When
fine.
you got 3 attacks to go through. Yeah.
Of course, he can bluff with spells, but I don't think Ryan has anything super awesomely against it in hand. Yeah, it goes to 2.
Yeah, it's not like a dragon deck where it has like 20 million different shields to stop and gain life.
Alright, there you go.
There we go.
See, yeah,
So we're going to move to game 3 now.
that was the last nullifier he had. Ah, so sad. He had a good matchup when he had all the Asmodais on field and switched from the big Asmodai to the smaller ones because of the Devil Fever.
Yeah.
But then since Kaifei killed all of these, I think that was the point of saying, you know what, this is more or less game over.
Yeah.
Could be that if Ryan would be here now, he would say something different of saying, of course, if I would have drawn another card, it was this game for me. Which is, of course, true, because he just needed to draw that 1 particular card or 2 different cards that will help him in this kind of position, which was 1 extra nullify card. If he had 1 extra nullify effect, and he would have won. But That's how it goes.
He also doesn't have a weapon as well, and a weapon early on could have helped as well.
He runs the sorcery book inside of his deck, but I didn't see it in this matchup just
Yeah,
now.
exactly. Yeah, I think it would have actually helped a little bit in this matchup.
Yes. But let's see what game 3 will get us to.
It's unusual to see a game go for that long, honestly.
Yeah, that's the unusual thing, but I think Magic World has the best ability to actually progress the game into, you know, like actually have different phases of stuff.
Ryan was going for a more defensive gameplay because he knew that he was on the 1-0 winning streak, of course, last game.
Yeah.
So why would he go into an aggressive gameplay if he doesn't need or have to? Then, of course, he saw Kaifei going with his super Baron strategy of just getting life points, and then he has to do a switch up into aggressive play. Because what should he do? What should he do else of saying like, I get you now? I mean, now he has a Demon Doctor on the field, which is also not a bad card. But in the last game, he had to go from a more defensive mode into a more, of course, aggressive mode.
At least this time, Ryan also has the sorcery book, which really is helpful in his matchup at killing the
Also, the Doctor
Barons.
now will die because wouldn't because he charged in draw but didn't get the second gauge out of the Doctor. I was just counting his gauge and was like, okay, he doesn't have 4 gauges, like card engage, because otherwise the Doctor will die. The Doctor just basically gives you an extra gauge. If you do it though, it will be destroyed at the end of your opponent's turn. So.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So I could leave him there as a defense, but then at the end of Kaifei's turn, it would be destroyed per se. So, but at least now he has a weapon, which is true, because that book is not bad actually.
The book's really good at killing all these small monsters that is played, and if I feel like Ryan would have won that game. Yeah, if he had the book last, the second game he would have won it if he had it.
The top 3 was with 2 magical decks, which was Simon's deck and Sam's deck, and both run more or less a particular same build with some differences, of course, but both of them have like sorcery books inside of them.
Yeah.
With Simon's and also the one of Sam's having 3 pieces of them inside of them. The difference for Sam was he didn't run the Impact Asmodai, which Simon is doing 4 pieces of. Like the Impact Monsters Asmodai.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but then they play also different like matchups in general, of course. I mean, Sam is running with a Fervent Demon Lord Teacher Asmodai for his body, and then Simon was running with the promo card Demon Musician Dukias, which is a big difference for a matchup with Magic World. I mean, Sam is running her as well, but just 1 piece inside of his deck. Then running 4, of course, of the Demon Lord Teachers. Let's see, there's nothing much going on, so I can talk. Okay, now he gets the gauge, so he will lose his Super Doctor in the next turn, but that's fine. I mean, he has the out of body duplication, that's what I on the field. Switches it with the body Asmodai. We have to say, this gold body cards are just sick in some ways.
They look amazing when you have them.
Spoiled.
The bling for BuddyFight just looks so amazing.
Yeah.
Very jealous of BuddyFight cards sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it does. I mean, there are a lot of awesome White Schwartz cards which have a lot of bling bling, but still, this is just awesome.
This is next level bling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Just going in.
Oh, kill this guy. And yeah, he goes for the succubus there as well, which is I think the best play. Just take another card away from Kaifei.
Oh, I'm sorry, my nose is a bit.
No, don't worry about it.
No, yeah, I have gotten a bit of not flu, but a bit of
a summer cold.
Yeah, a little bit. But the thing is, also here it's again like 30 degrees, and the UK was 20 or something at the time there.
Oh.
So. The problem that I have right now with this matchup is that Ryan is again in a very good position, I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, Kaifei is playing, I have to say, a bit kind of poker face-ish. Like of saying he has good cards, but plays them so slow that as a commentator right now, you cannot get out if he's actually like if he's running something bad or is like in a bad position or something. I mean, right now we see on the right, we see his Magical Fortress Oyster Client, which is one of the sideboard cards that he has on deck. And then on the left, we see the Swordsman of the East, Zelia, which is
This
also
is where Ryan has one card left.
Yeah, one card
to play.
One card in hand.
Yeah, in hand.
Yes.
That does not sound
and
good.
the book, yeah. So just because
you
you can attack so many times with the weapons, it's really good.
He had the fever in his hand, but he couldn't play it because he did had he just had 4 cards inside of his drop zone did not do the effect because you need 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So he couldn't do his Night Fever, which was just like the death, because with this one card he cannot do anything else. I mean, if he would have the Night Fever now, he'd just say, "Oh yeah, you know what? Counter."
Yeah.
Return of another dimension. That's right now. But what can you do about it? I mean, sad for Ryan.
I was a bit annoyed when that happened because it's like, oh damn, Ryan's not going to be 3rd time UK champion, which would have been pretty cool.
For us, or also for me, but being neutral, not of saying as a friend, of course, and also not company-wide, but as a friend, it's like, I'd say it is sad to not see him for a 3rd time in like the top 8 or even top 4, I mean, of this particular event, because he's putting a lot of time, effort, and motivation side of this games and everything. So it is quite sad, but still, I mean, you have matchups where you just have I mean, if you have Voice Voice, for example, and you play it and you have 4 or 6 climaxes in the first hand, and, there goes my top 8. So, but I would say if he had the chance to play his Devil Fever now in his turn that he just was up to doing, like starting to draw cards and doing something, maybe he would have the chance of doing something, but then it is quite tough. Also, it is hard to say if this actually would have happened or not.
Yeah. Well, thanks very much, guys, for watching, and that's a goodbye from me, goodbye from Maxon, and Sascha as well.
Bye.
Goodbye.